Behind the glitz and glamour of the K-pop industry lies a much darker reality, especially when it comes to the male idols. Ever notice how some female idols seem distant or uncomfortable around their male counterparts? It's not just a persona, there's a lot more going on. K-pop fans know all too well that female idols are often subjected to harsh, brutal double standards, especially compared to the men in the industry. For these women, simply existing in the spotlight can feel like walking on eggshells. Let's be real, it's not just the pressure to be perfect, it's the constant fear of backlash for things their male peers easily get away with. In the male-dominated world of K-pop, men seem to have the freedom to act however they want, facing little to no repercussions. But the moment a female idol steps out of line, whether by wearing a revealing outfit or gaining a few pounds, she's torn apart by the public. Unfortunately, there's been too many cases where these double standards have been more than obvious. Take Hyuna, for example. She's been one of Korea's hottest icons for years now. When she put on a steamy performance, the backlash was brutal. People were quick to shame her for being too provocative and labeled her actions as inappropriate. But when male idols do the same, the crowd eats it up. No one calls it inappropriate, no debates flood social media. When she announced her relationship with the controversial idol Junyoung, she received more hate than he did for his indirect involvement in the Burning Sun scandal. Then there's the case of Red Velvet's Irene. All she did was read the feminist book Kim Ji-young, born 1982, and chaos erupted. Fans who claimed to love her started burning her pictures and boycotting her, all because she dared to show interest in feminism. Meanwhile, when BTS's RM publicly mentioned reading the same novel, he was applauded for being insightful and progressive. The message is loud and clear. Female idols aren't allowed to express opinions without putting their careers at risk, but when men do it, they're praised for being intellectual. And let's not forget AOA's Hyejong. She was dragged across the internet and labeled a smoker just because she held a spoon in a way that vaguely resembled holding a cigarette. From that small action, she was bombarded with nasty rumors about being a chain smoker since high school. Yet, male idols who are known to smoke rarely face the same level of backlash. In fact, their fans are more concerned about their health than about tarnishing their image. Unfortunately, the double standards don't end there, because weight gain is the main problem in this department. Female idols are constantly shamed for the smallest change in their appearance, while male idols seem to receive little to no backlash, even when they pack on a few extra pounds. Let's take FX's Crystal, for example. When she was spotted at the airport looking even slightly fuller than her usual slim figure, the internet went wild. She was spammed with comments about how she was getting fat, and her haters didn't hold back. The reality is, in K-pop, weight gain for women can turn into full-blown career sabotage, no matter how talented or hardworking they are. They've been called everything from pigs to cows to elephants, just for having a little more body mass. If female idols don't stay stick thin, their value is questioned and their careers can become non-existent. For male idols, this is a completely different story. If a male idol gains weight, it's often brushed off as no big deal, and sometimes it's even celebrated. Monitoring female idols' bodies is just one form of control. Industry officials go even further, turning these women's lives into a living nightmare. CEOs and seniors in the K-pop industry have been known to threaten female idols' careers if they don't comply with their demands, and we all know what that often implies. This toxic power dynamic, often referred to as sponsorships, involves transactional relationships where idols or trainees are expected to engage in inappropriate behavior in exchange for career advancement. Though it's a topic rarely spoken about, it's an ugly truth that lingers beneath the glamorous surface of the industry. The danger of getting exploited through these sponsorships is especially high for female trainees, who are often targeted by powerful men in the industry. Experts, like those from a 2012 study by the Korean Women's Development Institute, highlighted that female workers are significantly more vulnerable to workplace mistreatment than their male counterparts. These trainees, many of whom are still in high school when they sign contracts, are in an especially vulnerable position due to their youth and inexperience, making them easy targets for exploitation by executives who wield significant power over their careers. They enter the K-pop world at a very young age, often only 12 or 13 years old, with dreams of fame and success. Separated from their families and friends, they're forced into highly controlled environments where their movements are monitored, and in many cases, their phones are confiscated. This isolation makes it harder for them to seek help or even recognize the full extent of the exploitation they might be facing. By now, it's clear that the K-pop K-pop industry has a massive age hierarchy, and with that comes power. Older men, whether they're senior idols, producers, or even TV personalities, often have a disturbing amount of influence over younger, especially female rookies. These men aren't just colleagues or mentors, they're often in positions where they can make or break a young idol's career, and unfortunately, many take advantage of that power. When Sista, a girl group that spent years navigating the industry's ugly side, told IOI to be cautious around older male idols and industry officials, it wasn't just friendly advice, it was a warning. Bora straight up told them that these older male idols can come across as friendly or fatherly figures, but their intentions are often less innocent. She even mentioned that certain seniors would invite female rookies to hang out or have drinks, and when you're a young trainee just trying to get your foot in the door, it can be hard to say no. Some seniors have no shame whatsoever and reach out to female idols in an attempt to get with them, which is gross. Brown-Eyed Girl's Gia revealed that this happened a lot when Produce 101 was airing, as these men would call her to get more information on the contestants. Sharing horrifying details, she said, "They would ask me about Produce 101 contestants' personalities and if they like grown men. I have no idea why they would ask me something like that. It's not like they have a chance." And the age gap between the guys and the Produce 101 contestants was big too. While these guys made anonymous calls, some older idols have the audacity to make their female colleagues uncomfortable while the whole world is watching. IOI's Chaeyeon admitted that multiple celebrities had made moves on her more than once. While she didn't spill details about the ages of the idols asking for her number, it's safe to say they weren't her age. These creepy idols may have stayed under the radar, but let's dive into the ones who did get caught for being extremely weird. One of these people is Super Junior's Lee Took, who made Crystal incredibly uncomfortable. During an episode of Enjoy Together, they recalled their first meeting. Lee Took casually mentioned how he once asked Crystal, "Do you want to get married to me?" Slightly weirded out, Crystal responded with, "Oh Pa, I thought you were scary at that time, that's why I said yes." It might sound like a cute, playful story until you realize Crystal was only 11 years old while Lee Took was 23. That's a 12-year age gap, which is hard to wrap your head around. Crystal went on to add that Lee Took had even told other Super Junior members that he was going to marry her and had spread rumors they had kissed. Unfortunately, Crystal isn't the only female idol who was borderline harassed by him. Girls' Generation's Yuna also shared a similar experience where Lee Took was asking her to marry him when she was only 13. As many of you probably already know, Lee Took isn't the only Super Junior member who's made questionable comments about female idols. In a 2014 episode of Beatles Code, Shindong revealed that Super Junior members would call dibs on female idols whenever they saw them on TV. Calling dibs on real people is actually crazy, showing that they think of their female colleagues as nothing more than marketing objects. Even Red Velvet's Irene had to deal with a horrible situation when rapper Sanny made some extremely inappropriate comments and gestures toward her on a live broadcast, leaving fans furious. This all happened in 2017 when the two were part of the MC lineup at the Korea-Vietnam Friendship Concert. At some point during the event, Sanny saw a fan looking at them, so he put his arm on Irene's shoulder and stuck his tongue out, completely without her consent. Irene, being the professional she is, tried to keep smiling and stay composed, but you could tell the gesture made her uncomfortable. Fans immediately took to social media, calling out his actions and expressing outrage over how Irene was treated. They wrote things like, "I think it's very rude of you to rest your hand on someone else's body and stick your tongue out at fans to try and feel superior." As if this wasn't bad enough already, Sanny's performance of Sour Grapes caused even more controversy. While rapping lines like, "You're my type," "The way you smile, so beautiful," and "Just a look from your eyes, they'll get a loan out for you," Sanny made direct eye contact with Irene, making the whole situation incredibly uncomfortable. Similarly, Girls' Generation's Jessica found herself in a deeply uncomfortable situation during the 12th annual Korea-China Song Festival. She was inappropriately touched by an unidentifiable man, and while she immediately moved away, there wasn't much she could do in the moment. The incident was caught on camera, so SM Entertainment had all the proof they needed to take action and protect her. But instead of standing up for Jessica, they went a different route. They made sure every video of the incident was scrubbed from the internet. Rumors circulated that the man involved was the vice president of KBS, and in an effort to avoid a conflict with the network, SM allegedly erased the footage and never addressed the situation again. It's a shocking example of how even when female idols are harassed in plain sight, powerful companies and networks prioritize their monetary gain over the well-being of the artists. While many men in the industry have made inappropriate comments and gestures towards women, there are even more disturbing cases where some have crossed the line into harassment, resulting in criminal charges. One of the darkest moments in K-pop history is probably the Burning Sun scandal, which we've all heard of by now. It all started in late 2018 when a nightclub called Burning Sun, co-owned by Seungri, a member of Big Bang, was exposed for being a hotspot for illegal activities. What initially appeared to be a simple case of nightclub violence quickly spiraled into something much darker, revealing widespread corruption, female coercion and mistreatment, trafficking of illegal substances, and police collusion. During the investigation, it was discovered that private chat rooms were being used by several high-profile figures, including Seungri, singer Jong Jun-young, and FT Island's Choi Jong-hoon. In these chat rooms, these men shared illegally filmed videos of women, many of whom were unconscious or intoxicated. These videos were taken without the women's consent, using hidden spy cams. This scandal proved that some male idols aren't the angels fans think they are, and Taeho's recent controversy only further confirmed this. As a part of many different NCT units, Taeho was an angel in the fans' eyes, and no one would have thought he'd be involved in a criminal investigation concerning the harassment and exploitation of women. When SM shared the news that he would be leaving the group as a result of these accusations, fans were shocked. They couldn't believe their favorite idol was capable of doing something like this, and since he had to withdraw from the group, fans knew the allegations were serious. As a result of this scandal, more and more K-pop fans started questioning the authenticity of male idols. What if they're all bad behind the scenes? The public's worries only got worse with the news of the new Nth Room controversy. In August of this year, South Korea was hit with an alarming incident that exposed the disturbing extent of online exploitation. Telegram chat rooms with over 212,000 participants were found to be sharing explicit footage of girls and women with no one being off limits, whether they were classmates, friends, or even family members. What made this even more terrifying was that the users didn't just share inappropriate images and videos, they also posted personal information, ruining the lives of the victims. The details that came out were absolutely horrific. Some chat rooms were focused on humiliating family members, with users uploading inappropriate videos of their ex-girlfriends or even siblings for the entire group to see and comment on. Even worse, there were chat rooms where AI-generated deepfakes were made, targeting regular girls, family members, and even female idols and actresses. These deepfakes were manipulated to make it look like these women were involved in explicit situations, making people feel sick to their stomachs. This scandal sent shockwaves throughout the entire country, leading to national outrage and even drawing attention from the president. As of right now, there are chilling rumors going around that some high-profile actors and K-pop idols were involved in these chat rooms. While nothing's been confirmed yet, the idea that male idols could be part of this isn't helping their case. Female idols and trainees are already vulnerable in the industry, and if these rumors are true, it would expose the deep-rooted exploitation and misogyny that often gets swept under the rug.